Hello and happy Easter. Today is April 16th, 2017. This is the Gojenn podcast, and this is episode 104. Am I not doing good? Because if I write the date down and the episode number, I'm doing really good. If you're new, hi, I think I see a couple new faces out there. Welcome. Because I see some of my loyals. Oh, some of you have been with me since the beginning, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. One of you, Christy Rose, said she wanted to subscribe to the blog, and for me to do that, I have to set up MailChimp, and I have not done that yet. So, Christy, I am planning on doing that. I just figured I'd go ahead and get the podcast recorded today while I have gorgeous light. It is a beautiful Easter here in Southern Virginia. It's perfect. The weather really, I don't think, could be better. Well, if I didn't have to go to work this week, that'd be great. It doesn't have anything to do with the weather, though. But anyway, how have y'all been doing? Have you been working on some good projects, interesting stuff? I know some of you are churning out the socks like crazy. I follow people on Instagram, and I know a lot of you. Okay, here's a sock. Here's a sock. Here's another sock. But how do you do that? Well, first off, this week has been not a normal week for me. There's my doggies. Lucky and Bella. And anyway, it's been a rough week. Last Sunday, after I did the podcast, I told you I'd gone out and visited my parents, and came back, did the podcast, slept for a while, and I realized I didn't feel all that great because I had worked a ton of overtime last week. For me, I know it's not for some people. It's not a ton of overtime, but it was for me. I was sick, so sick all week. Monday, my head, it was like somebody had taken it off, opened it up, poured in a couple gallons of mucus or snot. Ugh. Couldn't breathe sitting up, couldn't breathe laying down, couldn't sleep, it was awful. So Tuesday, it started moving, which that's a good thing, except I sneezed and I coughed. Then I sneezed and coughed and sneezed all day. Felt like crap. Didn't go to work Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, because by Wednesday, I was just totally miserable. And it never really went in my chest, it all stayed like in my head, the way allergies do. I was miserable. Thursday, I maybe could have gone to work. I thought about it, but then the idea of having to sit at my desk and keep my head up and not take 2-hour naps in the morning and the afternoon, they frown on that at work. I don't know why. I think that we should switch to our Mexican counterparts and have siesta every afternoon. Go home, take a nap, come back when you feel like it. I wouldn't feel like it. But anyway, so Friday I finally went into work. At our work, if we don't, we have to come back in on the 5th day, or we have to file for short-term disability and go deal with matrix insurance. I'd rather go to work than do that. And that's saying something for me. So anyway, then yesterday, my daughter and grandson and I went out to my mom and dad's, and we just had a great, super day, super day. Wonderful day. And I will try to put some pictures at the end. I don't know which way the end is. And I guess that's kind of good. I'll let the end sneak up on me when I'm least expecting it. But anyway, I'll try to post some pictures of my beautiful, wonderful family. And I do. I've posted on Instagram already. I know how fortunate I am that I have both my parents, and I have my grandson, so he can know them and hear their stories, and it's just wonderful. It really is. I do know how fortunate I am for that, because that's not something that happens for everybody. So anyway. Okay, yeah, I did do some crafting this week. When I was able to, I had to hold my head back, so that stuff wouldn't drip through. I finished my Snowdrops mod scarf with tassels. And this is a free pattern on Ravelry. And this is one skein of Karen cakes in the, I don't remember, colorway. I love, 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 love the tassels. See, it's really cute. It's a nice one skein project, not too long where you have to drape it around and around, but this will be a perfect winter scarf to tuck inside your coat, and then you can still play with it. But I'm not going to do the tassels, but you can play with the tassels. Yay! I mean, I like it when my clothes comes with toys. Tassels! I think my gauge changed from the time I started this until the time I finished, because I followed the pattern, but it's not symmetrical. It's supposed to be symmetrical. But when I had it on, did you notice that? Did you go, oh, ick, that's ugly, because it's not symmetrical? No. I just worked it. I had three knots in this yarn that I had to cut and then weave the ends in like you are supposed to do, because the knots were cut off right at the yarn, so it would have pulled out and been a mess. So this, I'm not sure if this is something that I get to keep. Is this a gojenn scarf? I don't know. I haven't decided if this is something I get to keep or if this may be a gift for Christmas this year. Christmas. Wait. So anyway, yeah, today's only Easter, so Christmas. Okay, that's my faux. Thank you. Calm down. I hear you applauding. I know you're excited. Let me see. What else? Okay, now it's on to the whips. Isn't this exciting? Isn't it fun? No, it's not as much fun for you as it is for me. I know that, but I love watching videos. I love watching podcasts and watching what people accomplish. I know it's so neat. This is my Snapdragon, which is yes, this is Malabrigo, and this is Tunisian crochet. It is a pattern. It is a pay pattern on Ravelry by Ava Nee. Her last name is N-I. Her first name is A-I-O-B-H-N-E. I believe she's in the UK. I know she's in the UK and in the British Isles. I'm not sure where. She's got a beautiful accent when you listen to her videos. This is Tunisian crochet. This was an owl project that I had to quit because I ran out of yarn. So now I have started with the yarn. I got some more yarn and I've started back. There may be a little difference in the yarn. I don't know. This is good sunlight. The new skein may be a little darker. I don't care. Not one bit. Not one bit. Because I ripped back to the very beginning and started again with the new skein. So, I think this is just beautiful. It is a Tunisian crochet. And now, this part, no, where I am now. Okay, sorry. all of this in here was just pretty much straight back and forth Tunisian crochet, up and back and up and back and da 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 da. However, this is lace along this section, and there are a lot of yarn overs and crochet two together, and so it will show better, I'm sure, once it's blocked out. But I can't tell you how many times it took me to get started. I did a row and it's like, I'm supposed to have 13 stitches. I have 8. What's wrong with that picture? So it took me quite a while to get back into the swing of it. And by the time I did, it was time to go to bed. So, but I'm really happy to get that back on the hook and be working on it, because it's a beautiful project. I love the purple, so I'm just happy, really happy about that. Let's see what's next. Socks. Okay, sock. I have decided what I'm going to do with this sock, since I talked to my sister and I'm going to have to wait for her to come home and measure her foot. I'm going to do the true afterthought heel, which means you just go ahead and you knit your tube as long as you want to from cuff to toe without a heel. Then you go in, secure those stitches, and cut the heel in. I've watched a video. Of course I can do it. My daughter seemed a bit skeptical yesterday, like, okay, I can do it. We talked about art a lot yesterday because my grandson enjoys art and he's very talented. He doesn't recognize it because, oh, that's not good. None of his work is ever good enough for him, because he has a very critical eye towards himself. But this is Patton's Croy, and the colorway is Greener Pastures. But we talked about art and just had a great time, and I made sure to put in my plug for fiber arts, and my mom pulled out some of her quilts, rugs that she has done the rug hooking on. I should have taken video. I hear you now, but where were you yesterday? You should have told me then. Okay, this project is the one that I could work on when I was the sickest, and I could hold my head back to keep from mucusing everywhere. This is my corner to corner crochet blanket. I am making it out of 2 skeins of Caron Cakes, and this is in the fairy something colorway. It looks like this. It is, it's fairy cake. Ha, good on me. Usually, you know, I don't know what my name is much. I'm gojenn, by the way. Did I tell you that? I don't remember. But anyway, if I didn't, now you know. But anyway, so this is really, it just moves along so easily, so not so quickly now, you see, to get a row done. But I'm going to keep going until my cake runs out, which is, I've got this much more, and then I'll start decreasing on the other side. And I don't know if this will be a gift for someone, or I'll donate it. I have one of my daughter's friends is expecting a baby. Yay, she's been trying unsuccessfully for a while, so we're so excited about that. It's one thing to just, whoa, I'm pregnant, but it's another to try and feel like you're meant to be a mom, and it just doesn't happen for you. So I feel for those of you who have gone through that, and I was very fortunate. I was very fortunate. So anyway, and last but never least, this is my 10 stitch Tunisian spiral blanket. And here's I went through some of my yarn bags. I don't know if you can see in there, but I've just found a whole bunch of scraps. Some are teeny, some are big. This, I don't know, I'll just probably stop myself. I've got this. This was a mini skein, I remember that. So anyway, but this is my bag that it lives in. Whoops. Okay. Whoops. Another whoops, 2 whoopses. This is the mini skein that is currently connected. It is red and black and green and cream. Cream. More than the red is more of a brick. It's really pretty. Nothing I would ever choose, ever. That's what I love about mini skeins. You only have to put up with it for a ways, and then you go on to something different. That was my hook. Why, yes, I use steel crochet hooks. How did you know? So I have added quite a few. Look at this. This was just a teeny little scrap. It didn't even make it hardly at all. But that's what I love. I used up the entire scrap. Okay. Quick info thing for you. I like steel hooks. I have a couple nice rosewood hooks, and I love them. They're longer, so they're really good for Tunisian. I like steel hooks. This is a Boye, B-O-Y-E, steel hook, and I also like the Susan Bates. I have a big hand, and I hold my hook like this, with my thumb on the flat part, and that's how I crochet. And so I like these. I've had a bamboo hook, did not like it. It was too grabby for the yarn I was working on, so I put it in one of my jars of crochet hooks, which I may have 1 or 2. Anyway, I put it there and haven't gone back and used it. It was just, it didn't have any slide or slipperiness on it. And I did the tricks. If you get just a little bit of the oil off your face or rub it through your hair, you can do it that way. Didn't work either. So, I don't like the big ones with the big hand grips because I have a big hand anyway. I don't like big pins. I like narrow crochet hooks and narrow pins. So that's just a side on nothing in particular. But anyway, this is my blankie. This is where I am. And when, just things randomly happen, you can see this bit right here is very similar to this that I'm working on now. Too bad. I'm not going to go back and rip it out. They'll just be together. And in the big scheme of things, it doesn't matter at all. I have some perfectionist friends, and they couldn't stand for it to be like that. Wouldn't want it to touch. But the more I work on this, the more I love it. This is my reward crochet, where if I've been good and I have worked on, other projects, made some progress on my sock or finished my scarf, now you get to work on your 10 stitch, Tunisian. And did I say, how good I've been about weaving my ends in? Nope. Which, the middle doesn't look that bad because I got all those. But around the edge, it's just ends, ends, ends. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that. And I have shown you the texture of the back side of the blanket, the back side of the Tunisian simple stitch. It's very nubbly, very much, to me, similar to garter stitch knitting. Garter stitch, that's the word I couldn't remember that day I was going to show you that. Who knows why the brain has little farts and doesn't remember things. Okay, today is Easter, and so that means next weekend, My husband and I are going camping. We're going to Lake Reedsville in North Carolina for a long weekend. I'm not going to take but one day off work to go. And I'm really looking forward to that. I hope that we have a great time. I hope we have weather like this. But no matter what, if it's cooler, that's fine. I can put on a sweatshirt. I have no problems with that. All right, let me see what else. While I was sick, my binge watching, I watched Bosch on Netflix, B-O-S-C-H. It's based on a series of books by Michael Connelly, and I've read maybe the first 3 or 4 of those, and he's a detective in Los Angeles, and of course he's got his own sense of right and wrong, and anyway, I've enjoyed him a lot, and so I binge watched the first season this week, and that and watching videos, podcasts on YouTube is about all I've done. Okay, I did want to show you my week in my bullet journal. I think I showed it to you last week when it was empty. Something else that I did, if you remember, I gave myself an Instax camera for Christmas, and so I finally was brave enough to put the film in it and use it, because it's really difficult to use. Not at all. And so this is the little picture that I took. It was the day that I had blue hair for Go Blue for Autism Awareness, and I wanted to keep it in my journal. So I put some index card on the back of it, just so that, I don't know, if I'm writing really hard, you know, in the next week or so, that it won't indent the back of the picture and maybe mess it up. I don't know. Polaroids were weird when I was a kid. So anyway, that is the week before layout. And then this was this week's layout. And then I have journaling for 4 pages. I've left a spot for today's. Anyway, this is my layout for next week, starting tomorrow. And I'm excited about it. And I have decided, I think I said it last week, you know, I'm not doing anything special. I don't have an index to say here's where this month starts and here's where this month starts. But I have washi tape along the edge of the page, like there. And then when I look at my book, I can say, oh, here's pink washi. Well, that's what I would say. I would say that. Here's pink washi. That's February because of Valentine's Day, da-da-da-da-da-da. And so I tried to use lots of pinks and reds for Valentine's Day during that month. Then, of course, March was upon us. I've got green washi tape there. And I really got going. There's my habit tracker in green. I really got going with trying to stick to green. Green, shades of green, maybe some black, blue even. Just try to stick to the greens. This is where I sprayed the page with the alcohol ink. I was just talking to my daughter about that yesterday. But then anyway, these are greens. Hop, it's a new month. Here's the end of March, the 1st of April, and I decided to go with blues for April, so I'm just using any kind of blue, writing stickers, blues, and that's another way I'll be able to keep up with this journal. You know, if it's green, I bet that was March. You know, if I just open it up and flip to it, it's green, that's March. Pink, February. You know, blue, April. I already know what color May is going to be. I'm not telling. No, I'm not telling. But it's one of my favorite colors. This is my budget notebook, my Dave Ramsey Work on Your Budget notebook that I keep in my journal. And I've realized one of the things I'm not doing or haven't done that Dave, well, that is what a budget is. And it's that you have the budgeted column and then an actual column for all of your income and expenses and things like that. And I haven't done that because when I budget, the only things that change will be groceries, spending money or miscellaneous or that kind of thing, and our utilities. But I still, put them in here under, when I write out my budget, I put it at what I'm thinking it's going to be. And then when it comes in actual, I erase that number and write in the correct number. Well, that's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have your budgeted column, your actual column, and then your percent that you were wrong. I don't need to do that. If I go over, I know I'm wrong. If I make it under, I'm happy about it. And because I write notes to myself. So I don't think I need the budgeted versus actual. I think that's just kind of something I don't actually need. Because to me, the idea of the budget is looking before the money is even received. I want to know where it's going before it even comes in. I want to know where it's going on its way out. Because it doesn't stick around for too long. So it's up to me to decide where it's going. So anyway, that's my budget. That's April, and we'll see how the second paycheck in April goes. So that's all I have. I posted, I think, only once this month in my gojenn, my Jenn's Mix blog. Excuse me for not having a brain or having words. But I only posted once because I really was feeling rotten. So I plan on changing that. And yes, Christy, I see you back there. Yes, I'm going to work on getting MailChimp working too. So until I see you from the campground, I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes. Until I see you next week, I wish you, every one of you, nothing but love and laughter. Thanks, and happy Easter.